All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel. We love comics, and it's time to do a couple of comic book unboxings. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you've seen and you've heard me talk about how I have dozens upon dozens of packages that I have yet to open. Some of them go back to the days when I was living in New York, which is back in 2019 at least. So some of these are over 2 years old, either because of the move or I just forgot to write on the box or the package what it was. I have no idea what's in them. So it's almost like getting mystery boxes, and we'll discover together what they are. Now, normally, if I get a Grail comic or a very mega key comic, I open it up right away. But if you watched the last video I did like this about a week and a half ago, there were actually two mega key comics in there. So if you want to check that out, go check it out. Now, I can't guarantee that's going to happen again this time, but I have 6 boxes that I'm going to unbox, and we'll find out together. So while people are waiting, 7 people already liked it, which is incredible. Thank you for that. You haven't even seen the video yet, so I really appreciate the kindness. And today I'm getting my car. I'm getting it around 5 o'clock this evening, so I'm trying to kill time because I'm very excited about it. But I just wanted to show you really quick, if you have not cast your vote yet, for the 4 comics that I'm going to be sending to get graded this month, that I'm going to do this each and every month where you guys can participate by voting for the one that you want to see, so you're more than just a spectator. The voting ends tomorrow at midnight, so as you could see, we have all of these 5 choices. The last spot, because 3 out of these 5 will be picked to be graded, and these 2 are only by a small percentage. So if you haven't cast your vote, go in and join in with that. Sign up for the cashback program. You could get the information. If you spend $20 or more within the first 90 days, you get $20 cash back. And let's put on the video camera, and this way you'll be able to see what we got. And join the live chat even if you are not a subscriber. I always pick surprise subscriber shoutouts. If you're one of the people that get picked, you can post one of the following. You could post a YouTube channel or video of yours if you do videos. You could then, if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you want to post your social networks, you can do that, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And if you don't have that, if you want to post, if you sell on eBay, you can do that. So I pick at least 1, if not 2, that are in the live chat. So come on in and join the conversation. You don't even have to be a subscriber to do it. And my moderators, like Rand4, you guys can do that every time you're in the live chat. So let's start with box number 1. This box was shipped on October 11th, 2019. So within basically about the first month I was in Florida. So that's been in there all this time, and I have no idea what's in here. So even if it's not anything majorly key, I'm still excited about it, because it's like getting Christmas all over again. And especially, like I said, I'm totally opening this the wrong way. The last time there were 2 comics, one of them in particular, that will most likely get sent to be graded next month, that I couldn't believe I did not open, and I was wondering whatever happened to it. So, especially with this around the time of moving, things got a little, you had to focus on unpacking and packing and deciding what goes where and getting to know and be acclimated to your new areas. So I guess that there were times where I forgot to write these down. So whatever's in here has been in these boxes for 2 years. So we'll see what it is. And they didn't write a price, so I probably will not know the price. Alright. So, alright, let me cut this tape. These are 2 books that I've definitely recommended before to get. They taped the living, you-know-what out of these. So this is being taped before a live audience. Jokes will not get better. I'm trying to remove some of the tape off the edges so it doesn't stick to any other comic, and I highly recommend doing that. Sometimes people tape it all over the place, and if you put it in with other comics, it could get stuck. But these are definitely 2 books I would highly recommend getting. Silver Surfer number 61 and Silver Surfer number 62. This is the 80s/90s version of Silver Surfer. This is the first cameo and first full appearance of Tyrant, which is the character on the cover. There have been rumors that he could be in the MCU. Whether it happens or not, you know, when it comes to speculation, you are taking a chance. But I probably paid $20 for both of these at most. I'll have to look it up. But still, definitely worth getting if you could buy it cheap, because if it does happen, well, then you know what's going to happen to the prices. So that's not a bad start. All right, this one was January 27 of 2020. So this is over a year ago. And yeah, I have so many of these. I could do videos like this one a day, and it'd probably last for 3 months. Because I've shown some on the side over here. That's just some of them that I just never opened for whatever reasons. But, if anything, like I said, it makes it a little bit more exciting. I doubt there'll be a Hulk 181, but that would be pretty darn cool if it happened. Alright, so they were kind enough to add a bunch of backing boards. I always tell people, save these, because even if they're yellow or dirty or whatever, you can put these as additional backing boards for more support for your key comics. And it looks like this is definitely a key comic. I'll have to look up how much I paid for it. But, yeah, somebody had fun with a pen on this one. But still, key book, I'll have to see how much. Let's see, top staple detached. But that is a key book. So this has been in my house, unopened, for over a year. This, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man issue 101, first appearance of Morbius. Now, some kid at some point decided it would be fun to color in the face of Morbius and color in the eyes of Spider-Man. So it's a lower grade, but I'm sure, considering over a year ago, I probably got a good price for this. So I will look it up because it will be on eBay. But there you go. That's a pretty key issue. I mean, it's not a grail or anything, but still, you know, it's not Raggedy Ann and Andy issue 5, if there is such a thing. All right. So we're doing good. This one was January 5th of 2020. And I don't know how to open this one. No, we'll open it delicately. So this, again, has been unopened for over a year. Let's see, can I slide? Oh, I think I could slide it out right from just doing that. Now, obviously, if a book is a grail, I'm going to open it right away. Or if the box looks like it's damaged, I'm going to open it right away. But as you can see, especially when you order a lot of packages, sometimes you just forget. But that's what makes it fun. So I have another Amazing Spider-Man 101 and totally forgot that I had it. All right, what did they do with this? Oh, all right. They taped a backing board onto the comic. All right, so the idea is you got to try and do this easily without getting the comic itself. I don't know what it is yet. I'm not looking. All right, so there's an additional bag and board. If you have a little free time, you'll never be bored. All right, so, all right, minor little key. This is Adventures into Fear, number 15, The Man-Thing. I believe that is his first solo story. So this one is not going to help me buy a new house or anything, but I probably paid $5 or $8, maybe $10 for this book. And if I'm wrong with that, and there's other significance, please correct me and let me know in the comments section. All right, next up, this was October 9th, 2019. So over a year. Yeah, so if people like these, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more, because there's plenty of them that I have yet to unbox. All right, this is cardboard. Very exciting. Okay. All right, so I was buying a lot of these at the time, because there was some speculation about this. And also, another thing I tell people, if you can, save the cardboard. I always do, because if you mail a comic or even mail anything that could be potentially fragile, you know, that'll protect it and you don't have to spend your own money. So it's good to use it as recycling. Consider it going green. All right, so let me tape this. So this will be taped before a live audience. All right, so this one you've already seen, but I'll show it again. So this is another issue. This is Silver Surfer 81. So this is the first cameo of Tyrant. Again, a definite book worth getting if you can get it cheap, because people ask me all the time, you know, is this comic a good deal, and is that comic a good deal, and is this comic worth getting? I always tell people it depends on the price. I mean, if you have a book and you buy it for $10 and you can sell it for $100, well, that's a great deal. But if you buy a book that's you spend $1,000 on and it's worth $999, well, you lost $1. But it also depends on, where it's going. Like, for example, if you just spent $100 on Thor 390, which is the first time that Captain America lifts up Thor's hammer, well, at this point, you wasted your money. Unless, of course, you like to read it, and then that's all that matters. But pretty much, if you're buying it for that significance, I mean, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to have to read that he lifts up Thor's hammer. You know, you don't need to buy the book and spend a lot of money to know that's what happens. You don't know that by now. You know, it is what it is. But I always try and buy books where there's speculation and potential rising. That's why I tell people all the time, get things like Hulk 180 and 181, Giant Size X-Men #1, any Fantastic Fours, especially first appearances of Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, people like that, because they're coming to the MCU. X-Men 94, whatever you can afford. Even Daredevil. I always say Daredevil #1 to me is such an undervalued Silver Age comic. All right, so this one actually has price. But like I said, it always depends on the price you pay. All right, so this one was $10.29 of 2020. This looks like it has a few of them, and it did have a receipt, so I know what it is. Okay, and the price, so I can actually tell you for once, because a lot of these sellers don't include invoices. That's all right, I don't mind doing the extra work. Okay, so these... Just throw that there for now. I paid a grand total... How many books? All right, 10 books. Paid a total of $37.95. They have creases in them, but that could be pressed out, so if these end up worth anything. This is Detective Comics number 1029. This was the first appearance of the character called the Mirror. So I'm not sure if this character or this comic is worth anything at this point, but I bought 10 copies at the time. These were originally $3.99 price tag, but I bought these from a place called Comic Warehouse, and with the discount it came out to $3.21, and then after tax and shipping, it was $37.95, so $3.79 a piece. So I did pay undercover. So you'll have to let me know if that book is still relevant or worth the potential. It may not be anymore, but at the time I took the chance. So $3.79 a piece. Not bad. Especially when you pay under its value. So who knows, maybe one day that character could become something of significance. Alright, so this is the last one. Don't forget to sign up for the cashback program. Keep making your voices heard in the live chat, because I will pick, after I do this, the surprise subscriber shoutouts. This one was back when I was still living in New York. It does not have a date on it, but this is over 2 years old, and I have no idea what's in it. So did we save the best for last? I guess we'll find out, but at least we saved the oldest for last. And for all the people, the 15 people that were kind enough to hit the like button, I always appreciate the support, because to me, it's quality over quantity. Yes, I'm getting close to 10,000 subscribers, but to me, it's just a number. Because, I only have, on average, about 400 people watching my videos, so I care more about the viewers that actually view than the people that just subscribe. Alright, so these are taped together. It does have a price tag. $11.40 altogether. It looks like there's multiple books. Looks like all the same. Okay. So I'm not sure what the value of these are now, but let me try and take the tape off. So we're not ending with a bang, but still decent books, especially for the price I paid. And that is Silver Surfer Black #1. So I got 3 copies and a grand total of $11.40. So basically $4 a piece. And considering these are $3.99 price tag, I basically paid cover price for them. And Daniel just did a $10 super chat, so thank you. That was really nice of you. And don't forget, guys, if you do a super chat, which, you know, I never expect and is not required, but if somebody's kind enough to do that, add a little saying on it, because you can add little words to it. And if you don't know how to do super chat, just look under where you type whatever you're going to type in the live chat. You'll see a smiley face, and then you'll see a $sign. That's for super chat. So just in case if anybody asked. But thank you for that, Daniel. That was really cool. So 3 copies of Silver Surfer Black. Obviously, Silver Surfer will be debuting eventually in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I really hope they do them justice. So we'll find out. But like I said, I paid cover price, so can't complain about that. So it looks like the key book out of all of them was Amazing Spider-Man 101 with some interesting... You know, look at it this way. It's 2021. We'll just say Morbius is wearing a mask. So there we go. So I'll have to check and see what price I paid for that. But I probably spent easily under $100 for the book. And it's definitely worth more than that now, especially with the Morbius movie still to come. So that's a sleeper pick now because out of sight, out of mind, many people have probably forgotten about those books. So to me, low grade is better than no grade. And sometimes you can make more money on those faster percentage-wise because a lot more people can afford a lower grade book than they can a 9.8. Because you're talking a 9.8 of that book is several $1,000s. You know, not everybody can afford that. So it might be harder to sell. And depending on when you bought it, you know, you could make a 10% profit on sometimes with those. But with the lower grade, sometimes you could make, I've had some make 300, 400, 500% profit. Now, as you can see, I don't sell very often. But when I was at my comic book store, you know, it can happen. So it always depends on what you pay for them. So those are the books. Let me know what you thought. I mean, nothing to write home about, but there was at least one good book and some potential books. So nothing that was, oh my God, I can't believe I wasted my money on it. But again, you know, comic collecting is up to you. Whatever you like or dislike, you go according to what you want to do. So thank you for watching. We're going to pick today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. Jeremiah Garcia, you are going to be the first. And then we are going to pick for the second. We're going to go with JSA LSA 23. So both of you are today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. If you're not subscribers, hopefully you will hit subscribe. If either of you are still here when you hear your name being called, one of the bonuses of being the surprise subscriber shoutout is you could put in the description, well, the comment section, either your YouTube channel if you have one and you want to promote a video. You could post a link to your social networks, or you could post a link if you sell stuff on eBay. Just keep in mind I do have to approve it first, so you won't see it right away. So if you do see it, if you're one of my subscribers that likes to read and leave comments, and you see a link, that means it has been approved. So go check them out and maybe give them a thumbs up or a like or a subscribe, or maybe check out what they're selling. So thanks for watching, guys and gals. I hope you appreciated this video. I'm so looking forward to getting my car today. One of the things I want to tell people is never give up hope and never discourage yourself. What you put out is what you'll get back. Take it from somebody. I've almost died over 10 times in my life due to my lung problems. One of them was about a month and a half after I moved here. And if you don't believe it, you can look back in November of 2019. I was in the hospital and I made a video with me being in the hospital. They had to take an ambulance to take me there. In New York, I was going to lose my house. I lost my jobs. I had at the time $300 in my bank account, and it would have been easy for me to be discouraged. But you always get what you put out. So I could have easily just said, you know, woe is me, or life is tough, or get down on myself. But not only was I able to find a beautiful home where it's currently 83 degrees right now in beautiful sunny Florida, I picked the best location. We don't get any snow here. We don't get any of the hurricanes here. They always seem to pass us this section by. I'm on the west coast of Florida. The people are, for the most part, nice. I take care of a bunch of stray animals. I'm about to get a new car. It's just, if you give up, you've guaranteed failure. So I want to remind people out there, I know especially in the past year or so, things have been crazy. But as you can see, even though I ended up in December, I got sick for about a week and a half. And I basically just took care of myself and I got better. You know, should be worried just like everybody else, but I don't spend my life worrying. You know, when my car broke down, it just died. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any money to get it, but I had to sell some comic books, and I'm now able to get this brand new car. Well, it's not brand new. It's a 2015, but still fully loaded. I love this vehicle and can't wait to get it. I just want to show people that you can make things happen. But if you give up, if you're discouraged, if you're always saying, I can't have or I don't have, you don't understand how powerful your feelings are to what you will achieve in life. If you are constantly saying you're broke and you're never going to achieve and you never have what you want and you never get the breaks, that's what you get. Change your mindset and you will achieve what most will say are miracles. And I'll give you a prime example of a comic book that is on its way. I should get it sometime next week. It's a Grail comic. I literally was looking online at the amazingly high prices people are overspending for this book. Now, it's worth it in the long run, but people are paying more than double what this comic is currently valued as, according to GoCollect.com with grading. And literally 2 minutes later, I go on the eBay newly listed books, and that book just happens to be somebody with a buy it now price that was way below what it's valued as, and I snatched it up. So it wasn't there. I just happened to be looking for this particular book. Normally, I don't even look for a specific book. They just find me. So every book I have that you see me unboxing on eBay, not one have I ever searched for. I literally go on eBay, either the ending soonest or the newly listed, and they just appear. So this book was the first time I was actually looking because I wanted to add another one to my collection because movies will be coming eventually, and I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. Some of you probably have guessed what it might be, but you'll find out in a week. But I literally was checking out what prices people were paying on books that were already sold, seeing they're paying double what the current value is. Literally just went to the newly listed books, and within less than 2 minutes, that book just happened to show up. Most people will say it's coincidence. Most people will say it's dumb luck. There's more to life than that. And if you don't believe that, that's why you don't experience it. So don't let the naysayers and the doubters and the ones that are always what I call negative Nancys have you dictate how your life should be. Like I said, I'm not a rich person. I don't have millions of dollars in the bank account. There are many times I have $50 in my bank account. But I never worry because I know something will always come up or something will always happen, even if it's at the last minute, and things will always be to where I'll be okay. And now I'm going to eventually make sure I am more than okay. My goal is to eventually get myself that Amazing Fantasy 15. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I don't know where I'm going to get the money to do it. But I know the opportunity will arise when it's the right time. So always consider that. Think about if you believe in soulmates. Well, if you meet your soulmate at 2 years old, chances are it probably won't work out at that point. You met them too early. If you meet your soulmate and you're already married and that person's already married, well, you met them too late. It has to be at that perfect moment where everything fits right. So there may be years or decades before that person or that thing comes along, but when it does, it's at the right time. Trust in that. Trust in yourself. If you want to believe the naysayers and the negative people who will roll their eyes and say this stuff is crazy, if you want to follow people that tend to fail more than they succeed, you have that choice to do that. You have your own path. I say walk it. There's nothing wrong with viewing other people's paths, but only you can walk your path. And the beautiful thing about any path, you can always stop, you can change direction, you can go another way, you can go backwards. In an infinite universe, there's infinite possibilities. If you limit yourself, you're only hurting yourself. So I would not recommend doing that. But hey, if you want to learn what it's like to have limits, well, that's an experience that you have the right to achieve. And some people in this world, they come here because they want to experience what it's like to have a limited ability, even though they are more powerful than they will ever imagine. And that's an experience that we may not understand, we may not agree with, but I'll respect. So what your journey is up to you. And I just want to see, JS23 says, Chris, took your advice, asked a seller on eBay if he'd take a lower price, and he took $300 off the book. It was Giant Size X-Men 7.5 CGC, very nice. I bought it at the right time too. It doubled since then. There you go. If you want to win a race, you have to first be in that race. If you're one of the people that says, I can't, or it's too hard, or I don't want to do it, well, you've guaranteed failure. My thing is, why would you want a life that's set up to fail? Think of it, this is what I want to teach people. And this is for people who care. What you project, not what you think. First of all, if you know anything about the brain is a processor, like a computer. Your computer doesn't think. It processes information that has been installed into it. Your computer cannot turn on by itself and do things by itself. You have to type in the keys or voice the commands for it to do something. Your brain is the same way. It's a processor. You can never think of anything. All you're doing is extracting it from an infinite universe. So it's going to get a little deep here. So some people may not care about this, and that's fine. Your heart is the most powerful thing in your body. That's why if you ever see people when they put their passion into stuff, what do they say? They don't say put their head into it. They don't say put their brain into it. They don't say put their thought into it. They say put their heart into it. Your heart has electrical energy. The world and the universe is created by electricity and light. Magnetism. It attracts. So, you ever have it where you're always thinking about bad things and bad things happen even though you don't want them, and you say, oh, well, that's just my luck. Well, in your heart, you truly believe that to be true, so you're sending that out like an echo. Now, if you were at the edge of the Grand Canyon and you screamed out, I hate you, there's going to be an echo. That echo will come back to you as I hate you. It cannot change, whether you wanted it to or not. So if you scream out in the Grand Canyon, I hate you, and the echo comes back saying, I hate you, don't get mad at the echo, because you're the one that created that energy. So if you always have the energy of, I can't succeed, or I have no money, or I will fail, or it's too hard, think of that as projecting that out as an echo, and that's exactly what comes back. Another way, think about yourself looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're sticking your tongue out at your reflection. Well, if you look at your reflection, it's sticking its tongue back at you. So you could get mad, you can get upset, you can even punch the glass. Well, if you punch that mirror, who gets hurt, the reflection or you? You do. You can't yell at that image, you can't bribe it, you can't plead, you can't pray to it, you can't do anything to change it. You want to change the image? Put your tongue back in your mouth. You get what you give. So if you want to be like 90% of the world and people that, for whatever reason, hate me and my channel and what I believe, things like this they'll call crazy. If you want to follow people that will never truly succeed, or they succeed and they're still not happy, you have that choice. If you want to think the way everybody programs you to think, and you never achieve anything in your life that makes you happy, you have that journey. That path can be walked. But I promise you, take it from a person who's almost died more than almost a dozen times at this point in my life, that lost everything, I lost my father to a fire. I've had more tragedy than I would wish on my worst enemy. I've lost jobs. I lost my home. And yet I always found a way. Not because I'm lucky, not because I pray, it's because I don't give up. And I don't need to have Bill Gates' money to be happy. I'm very happy that out of nowhere, I was able to come up with enough money to buy a house, live in Florida in one of the best locations weather-wise, and even in the area that I'm in, I'm very happy with. But it's not going to be our permanent home because we're going to be moving to a better place in the next 5 years. I have a plan. Give yourself a plan. Give yourself the ability to understand that you are Dorothy. You have the power to go home all along. And when you realize you have the power, you don't need the ruby slippers. You don't need the yellow brick road, and you don't need others to guide you. You can do that because everything is an experience. Like I said, some people, they may come to this, what they call a 3/4 dimensional plane, to experience what it's like to fail. That is still an experience. But if you don't like it, why would you do it? And if you let others justify what you're doing because they're doing it too, because misery loves company, well, I'd rather be happy and be alone than to be miserable with a bunch of millions or thousands or hundreds of miserable people. Live your own life. Follow people's roads if they lead you to a place you want to go, but never depend on somebody else to dictate how you live your life, what's right, what's wrong. That's why the world is so crazy right now. Everybody's relying on somebody else to tell them how to live their lives. And if somebody lives or thinks or acts or feels or believes differently than they do, then instead of respecting and appreciating their ability to have their own journey, they criticize them and attack them. That to me screams laziness for other people who just are not willing to put in the effort. So that's my little sermon for the day. Some of you enjoy those kind of things. Some of you do not. The ones that didn't signed off a while ago, and I cannot help them. I do not get anything from this information I give you. And like you saw with one of my subscribers, and plenty of people have told me they followed my advice and succeeded, I don't get anything out of it. I do it because it's the right thing to do, and I wish more people would do it. So if you want the secret to the universe, it's within you. You are so powerful, you can be as powerful enough to shut off your power so you can confirm what you believe to be true. What you believe will always be true, even if it contradicts and is the opposite of someone else. And I'll leave you with an example. How two things can happen simultaneously with two different people doing the same exact thing and have two different experiences at the same time, both opposite of each other, but yet both 100% true. Confusing, right? But I'm going to put it in simple terms. You're on a roller coaster, you and your friend. You're in the front row. Neither one of you have ever been on a roller coaster before. You both start out excited. Then you start going up and down. You are thrilled to death. It is the best experience of your life. You're laughing. This is great. You cannot believe you waited so long. Your friend on the other side of you, right next to you, who's experiencing the same ride as you are, is getting sick to their stomach, is scared to death, is screaming, "Stop the ride. I don't want to do this." And by the time the ride ends, you're sitting there amazed at how wonderful it was and you cannot wait to get on again. Meanwhile, your friend is there saying, "I will never go on that roller coaster again." Well, both of you shared the same experience at the same time and had opposite of situations and reactions and perceptions to it, and both are true. So just imagine the person that was scared telling you you're wrong because you thought differently than they did. That you should be scared because they were scared. See how that doesn't make sense? So it doesn't matter if 99.9% of the world thinks you're crazy because you think, feel, believe, or look different. That's just their perspective. Don't let it change yours. Weak people allow other people to change their perspective. And I had to learn that the hard way when I shut down my original channel, because I let a bunch of weak people bully me into being scared enough to shut down my channel. Sometimes you got to learn what not to do in order to know what you want and don't want. So when the world goes crazy, most people say, "Oh, what a crazy world." What I say is, thank you for showing me what I do not want and I do not want to be a part of. And see how if you change it into a positive thing, there could be a storm all around you. But if you're in the eye of the storm, everything else around you is being smashed and blown around, but you're safe in the middle. So you can be experiencing positive, even fun things when the rest of the world chooses to be crazy. Because you know what? When you go to amusement parks, some people like the horror rides. Some people like the scary rides. Some people like to sit down and watch others enjoy the rides. Some people get sick on the rides, and some people will never go to the park to experience what it feels like. They're all right. So pick your path. Don't let anybody else ever dictate what you do. Go with what your heart says, not what your head says, and change your thought process. Because like I said, like an echo and like your mirror reflection, what you put out is what you'll get back. And that's why if you're getting what you don't want, it's not because you're not praying hard enough, or you're not wishing hard enough, or you're not thinking hard enough. It's because you truly do not believe that you deserve it. And that is the output that sends out. Again, this is a processor. If there is a true thing called infinity, where everything is infinite, all happening at the same time, you will never have an original thought in your life, because all you're doing is extracting it from the universe and processing it through your processor. Whether you believe that or not, I leave that up to you. Thanks for listening. I hope this was something that you find helpful. 32 people liked it, so if you're one of those people watching and you got any positive information out of this, please hit that like button. And it just goes to show, I have many haters. For whatever reasons, there are people that say evil, cruel things about me. I've had people say I am a Nazi, Jew-hating Nazi. I've had people so glad that my cats died. You know what I say to those people? Thank God I am not them. And thank you for showing me what I will never be. And that's why they will never win, no matter how cruel or how harsh they try to be. Because all that shows is, that's a reflection where I say, no thank you. That's like me moving from New York to Florida. I now say no thank you to the bad weather, the snowy, cold weather. I don't have to experience anymore. Or I could have stayed in New York complaining about it for the rest of my life. I think I made the better choice, and I hope you will too. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you appreciated this, because half of this video is not about comics. So if you're one of my power viewers or ultra power viewers who watch this from beginning to end, proudly state that in the comments section. I want to know the people that just don't click on a like or dislike button or just watch 5 minutes, the ones that actually care about what I have to say. And if you think you learned anything from this, let me know, because it means a lot to know I can help somebody, even if it improves them 0.001% of their life. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the comics, and do not forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is we love comics. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you next video.